So we just got out here for the Christmas trees. Mom needs some more to make her wreaths and logs, grave blankets, all that kind of stuff. And we just had a fresh snow, so all the trees look really nice.
No, the variety.
Could you imagine if we take this guy? That all we'd get in the... We'd have to cut it in thirds.
I think we could take this one.
But it's beautiful.
You think?
That one does look a little bit greener.
Is that green enough?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's gotta be what? 20 foot?
Yeah.
That's actually a nice shaped tree though.
Yeah.
Should we? Any reason we should try to cut it up high first and then cut the bottom off? What do you think?
How could you cut it up high?
Huh?
How could you cut it up high? No, because then you'll have it in 3 pieces.
Really well.
I was looking at the trunk right off the bat. Maybe we cut too high.
That's what I thought.
Wow. That ain't one. Oh, wait a minute. It's split apart. Something's wrong. I don't think it's split. It's tied together. We got to get it apart. Then it'll go easy. I got to get it.
That's one heavy tree.
It's apart. It's just...
Yeah,
It's not big.
It's 100% apart now.
yeah.
Wow.
You can cut it again. That ain't gonna matter to
I'm
me.
gonna think that maybe if I kind of take some weight off it and use 2 drag, it wouldn't even move.
I got slippery boots on.
Hold on. I'm trying not to step all over the...
You want to cut a couple limbs off?
Alright, try it again. Rip.
So we just got here to the market with the trees. The tree we got was like a 16 footer, so we had to cut it in half. And then we have the part of another tree here. This is what they look like once she's done. Basically nothing left. There's a little bit on that one she said she might use yet. And then she's got 2 over here that she's used a lot off of, but there's still some more she can clip. And then this tree, which since it's so big, should get her through the season.
Should we take it closer? Uh-oh. I think a limb went through the side. Wow.
So it's the next day, heading down to the farm right now. It's actually like 9, 10 o'clock, something. Actually 10 o'clock, because Frank just showed up. I got the skid loader in the field earlier this morning. We're gonna go through and pick up all his piles of plastic that he got out of the tomatoes, and then we'll probably move into other jobs. As you can see, the snow is just about gone. It'll probably be gone by, well, within the next hour or 2, I would say. Mom's heading out to the market in about 15 minutes after she gets her supplies, and she's gonna work on making wreaths and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get out there and get some of that footage. And then I'm gonna go down right now with Frank and drive the skid loader so we can get this job done. I highly doubt we're gonna get it all into the skid loader, but we'll see what happens. Morning, Frank.
Good. Hey, how we doing?
Good. Well, we'll see what we can get in here. We'll pack it as tight as we can.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we'll get all the piles closer to this drive road, and then we'll go back down the lower drive, and we'll get those then. But who knows? We might not even get to this first drive.
Dang.
Oh, I know.
I don't care how moody I look. Get her done.
It's hard with it being so like wet, and then it froze and the snow melted on it, and
But at least it didn't freeze in the ground
yeah, exactly.
and delay our time. And
Yep.
everybody,
It's nice
I
to
don't get to say it. I did leave a message about it. I hope everyone has a awesome, happy holidays, happy New Year. Let's kick it. How much time I put in this? It really didn't take me that long. Pretty surprised. I'm not gonna recognize when we're done, but if anybody comes there and thinks they're gonna leave clean, they're wrong.
Yeah.
You actually get it out in the field like that.
Yeah, they can fix it and then chuck it off to here,
Okay.
and then we just dump it off in, and then we dump it back.
That's awesome. My enthusiasm, don't ask me where I get it from.
Next thing on the agenda is getting this fabric out of the high tunnel here. Some people will leave it down. I mean, it is really nice and clean to just plant into it next year, but we want to get it up out of here, plant rye. That way, you know, we can put more nutrients into the soil and just do whatever we need to do. And so right now, Frank is getting the stakes that were in here out so we can get the fabric up. While he's doing that, I'm gonna go up here and get the header line for the drip irrigation out. And then he's gonna go around and start pulling all of these pins, like right here, out of the fabric so we can get it rolled up. And no, we probably will not be using this again, just because we're always nervous of any kind of diseases, and we don't want that, you know, following through to the next year and, you know, giving those new plants diseases. So we eliminate all that problem by just starting fresh every single year. There we go. It's probably gonna be literally like 2 minutes. 3-4 months I'll be back in here relaying this down,
And I hope it goes away. Really.
it will. It always does.
Yeah, right.
So this is pretty simple. Just take and goes that way. Turn these off so no debris gets into them. And then the next thing is loosening that collar so the drip tape pulls off just like that. We're gonna leave the drip tape in the ground for right now, just in case we wanna put water down on the new rye that we're gonna plant in here. I'll go up the middle if you go around the edge. If it comes out, oh come on. Man.
You want me to try first?
There it goes. Yeah, you can go in there. That's fine.
So let me just get this ready so we can just jump right on it.
As you've seen, the lower one is done. Now we're up here to the upper one. This one's quite a bit bigger, and so Frank's gonna basically do the same thing he did again. I'm gonna get the header line out, but then I'm gonna go down and start spreading rye in the lower one while he finishes this one up. So here's the rye. There's a kernel of corn in there, but that ain't gonna hurt nothing. And so what I'm gonna do is, just because it's such a small area, I'm just gonna spread it by hand. You can kind of spread it as thick as you want. I mean, too thick, it's just gonna choke itself out and not gonna do very good. So you don't wanna go crazy. But I have quite a bit extra, and so I am gonna go a little bit heavy with it. Also because I'm not sure how good it's gonna germinate, and I want the best chance as possible for it to grow. In the field, we have a spreader, obviously that'll do it. But in here, I don't feel like getting our little handheld spreader out. It's not really worth it. It's only gonna take me 10 minutes and I'll be done. In here, we don't have no rain. Obviously, we're not disking it, nothing like that. And so what I'm gonna do, or what me and Frank are gonna do is, once I get this fully spread, we're gonna take rakes and we're gonna kind of rake it in just like it would be acting like a disc going through the field and pushing it into the ground. And so we'll see how it goes. We've done it before, it works out pretty good. But again, we don't have rain now to water it in. And so we're probably gonna have to turn this drip irrigation on just to get some moisture in here, because this one, unlike the upper one, doesn't have a lot of water seep up out of the ground in here, and so it stays pretty dry. Down at the lower end it does, but not so much the upper end here. So we're gonna have to really help it out as much as possible. Wow, you're like going to town. You see any mice or no?
Not yet.
Good. Lily's keeping an eye on them.
Lily's had a problem.
So you can see just from coming up from the lower one how much wetter this lays. Now as you go across here it gets drier, but then on that side it gets wet again. So I don't think we're gonna have to water this one too much. So now that we got the high tunnels just about done, waiting for Frank to get back so me and him can start raking that rye in. Dad and I are working on getting the clips off so we can get the shade cloth off. Because, well, it's gonna be for two reasons. One, the snow clings onto that and it could hang too heavy and could actually collapse our greenhouse. The second reason is that we are actually gonna replace the plastic on this sometime here in the next month or two, and we can't have it on there anyway. So basically it has to come off either way. That loud noise you hear is our fan running to dry our corn out. So this will probably be running in the next probably 2-3 videos just so we can get that corn dry enough so that it doesn't mold in our bin. So kind of just bear with me. You're kind of gonna always just hear it in the background. I already went through this side, I gotta do the other side now. But we have these special clips that clamp on to that fabric, and then these just slip into these clamps. So I just pop it out, slip this little knot off, and then pop it back in, so we're good to go. So this whole side, like I said, is done. That should be right down here. Yeah. And we'll see if we can get this off, if that ladder's high enough or not. The peak might actually be done. That's good, kind of. Take that. Just slip that off of there. Then I'll pop it back in, just like that. Pretty simple. So as you can see, it's actually laying really nice. Hopefully now when we go to fold it, the wind doesn't get a hold of it, but I don't think it will. It's got a lot of holes in it for that reason, I think. The shade cloth is now off. We're working on getting these stakes now out of here. Frank's putting them on a pallet. I got the rye spread all throughout here, and I actually just went through this first little section here with the rake. You can still see rye. You're never going to cover it completely, but that's about as good as I can do now. It's just going to have to get hopefully watered in a little bit, and then it'll start to germinate. Even as much as walking on it will help push it into the ground and give it a better chance of growing. Right where the walking paths are, it's pretty tough, which is what I'm working on right now. So that's why I'm just trying to scratch it a little bit and help it out a little. We moved down to the lower high tunnel. We're actually on our last strip. It's very clear to see what we've done and what we haven't done. And so this one's a little bit harder because it's drier. Not as much moisture seeps underneath, like I said. And so right here along the edge, which is the driest, I couldn't even do it. Like it was just dragging right across the top. I couldn't even go in half an inch. So kind of let just that little bit go, but it doesn't really matter because the tomato row is right here. You can see where they're all at. We've done all we can do now at this point, and it's up to Mother Nature to do the rest.